Preseason host, baby! Yippee! With the conclusion of the Season 6 MRC for Pacific, we saw the birth of strong teams from both Asia and Oceania. With the Oceania side of things, we saw the likes of the Chiefs, DXA, JFT, and Baxium Japan all qualify. Starting with arguably the strongest roster to qualify out of the MRC Season 6 Pacific, the Chiefs have emerged as the favorite due to their mastery of the new dive-centric meta that has come from the latest patches. The Chiefs have been early adopters to the Venom and Vanguard pool combination, as well as an Elsa and Daredevil duo thrown in the mix. Starting with their Vanguards, Donald has a wealth of experience and has been playing since the Marvel Rivals Invitational 2025 with Kanga. Donald has shown the ability to play an effective Magneto, but has also adapted to the new groove of the Chiefs with the Vanguard pool. That experience being passed down to his younger Vanguard partner in crime, Beastnode, who does have his own experience playing with Brainstorm, pioneering a looser style of play with more focus on flexibility. Beastnode can play a lot of the heroes demander of the meta outside of the staple Vanguards, such as a Hulk if called upon. Checking out the duelist lineup for Chiefs, it starts with experience. Having Jongvek also have previous stint on Kanga, but not at the same time as Donald. Jongvek brings a heavy dive pool of characters to the Chiefs lineup, with Psylocke and Star-Lord being comfort picks. Reno complements the dive style with being a menace on characters like DD, but will also dip into the Vanguards too if called upon, as well as Reno and Beastnode being able to whip out a pocket Wolverine if they need a little bit more firepower. Rounding out the lineup is a ton of strategist experience with Zycrick and Bubblecuff. Zycrick being a part of the GZ Chopper Mag team that qualified for the first international LAN in Guangzhou, China, but didn't get the opportunity to play at the LAN, but there was some time soaking up the experience. Zycrick has also dabbled in different pools of heroes with a brief stint as a duelist for Exodia. Chiefs get heavily enabled by Zycrick's Jeff, allowing mass healing across everyone that's diving. Bubblecuff has also been there since day dot, with stints in Bethany that would eventually be signed as this Chiefs roster. Bubblecuff has shown impressive mastery of the entire strategist lineup of heroes, with his Invis being the comfort pick.
Hey Rivals, Matt's here. Today, we're going to be talking about newcomers who are no stranger to competition. Next up is the former Moshi Moshi roster, it's now known as DXA Esports. The scrappy underdogs had a harder road through the qualifiers with their loss to the future preseason Ignite Asia team, Team Loyalty, in the upper bracket quarterfinals there. DXA is a team that's used to fighting their way out of a sticky situation, and that shows with the adaptation to the meta. With willingness to try things out on their Vanguard lineup, with Nev and Gact having a diverse pool of Vanguards at their disposal, Nev has the most experience of this roster with his stint in competitive dating all the way back to Season 0 of the Marvel Rivals Championship, where he actually placed 9th to 12th there under the Team Oz tourney. So with his play showing strong recently under the Fury banner, but he did feel that a change of scenery was necessary there. And Nev's always thrived in that Vanguard role, with specialty picks like the Venom and the Vanguard pool being heavy in this season. Gact holds up space for the team with heroes like Magneto, Doctor Strange, and Emma Frost, and a Pocket Thor for the dive every here and there. Oh, we love the OTP. But Gact is a stable presence that holds the team together when things get chaotic. The duelist duo of Paz and Tashi shows the flexibility of this DXA roster. Paz has a reliable hit scan pool of heroes, with Phoenix and Elsa being staples, but can shake things up if the team requires it. To complement DXA's style, Tashi, who was previously known for his very dominant Star-Lord play and Wolverine, has taken to the new seasons, expanding his hero pool dramatically to the point where we can see Tashi on virtually anything and any role. Completing this roster is their strategist team of Fix and Rexy. Fix, self-dubbed Saipe of OCE. Fix's hero pool mimics that of Saipe as being a threat on the Invisible Woman and Loki. Rexy, a newer face to this roster, with this addition only coming after DXA's qualification into the preseason for Ignite Oceania there, previously playing with the core of the now JFT roster. Rexy plays an effective and communicative strategist with hero picks like Cloak and Dagger and Jeff, enabling the team to commit to fights more with the main source healing.
One of the more experienced teams to qualify for the preseason Ignite OCE, JFT bringing a lot of name value on paper as a roster, with the majority of the team coming from previous Ignite caliber rosters Exodia and Pig Team. The Vanguard lineup for JFT is an impressive one, with consistent attention to taking space. OPWL and Wosh have an extensive pool of heroes that they can draw on, and have also been recently taking to the dive-centric meta with most of the MRC cohort. OPWL is probably the strongest Emma Frost that's entering into the Ignite, with heavy attention to creating space as well as a Magneto pocket pick if necessary. Wosh on the other side is more attentive to diving, with the Venom and Captain America being in Wosh's pool of mains. Wosh has also a ton of experience with his stint in Pig Team, as well as some other collegiate experience playing in the AEL University competition against some of the reputable names in MRC's previous, where he placed 1st and 4th in the competitions overall. The chaotic combo of Joji and Peter the Panther is where this team shows its light of success. Joji, much like Wosh, with a flurry of uni experience, also translating that into MRC with Pig Team and Exodia. Joji has shown mastery of a variety of heroes in the duelist role, with more relevance to the melee heroes like Daredevil and Wolverine. The signature Bucky from Joji or Star-Lord never goes amiss when locked in during the bans and locks. Peter the Panther has also shown expertise in the styles of play that favor the metas of late, with hit-scan staples like Hela and Phoenix, and also adding to that with the Elsa. Rounding out the roster is an interesting one, with Winter and Slippery being the strategist duo. Winter has always been a mechanically sound player, attention to a lot of meta picks like Invisible Woman in recent times, using ultimates to sway fights into the favor of JFT. Slippery, the most accomplished of this entire roster of stars, with a first place finish in a previous MRC with 6969X. Partnering up with future preseason Ignite players from Asia and OCE in Illicit and Ancient. Slippery has a very diverse, flexible pool that allows JFT to change styles very quickly if necessary.
Now we're going to be talking about Baxium Japan. They're a whirlwind roster that was thrown together with the pure intention to qualify for Preseason Ignite. There are a lot of question marks surrounding this team. They're a roster that has a ton of experienced individuals dating all the way back to MRC Season 2. The first iteration of this roster was Axiom Japan, born under the leadership of Axo Leo, and one of the founding members, Proxies, was actually on this roster, now playing for Rival Esports, so on the other side of Ignite in Asia. Eventually, heading towards Stage 2 Asia in 2025, this roster was reborn under the Ravati banner in the open qualifiers there, until eventually transforming into the U-Winx banner when they did play in the group stage there, and they placed 9th to 10th overall in the competition, so not too shabby, but had a little bit of a break in between there. And after some time, this roster did return to its roots, with a spin on their original name returning, as they are now known as Baxium Japan. The remaining members from MRC Season 6 are Axo Leo, playing in the sub role, 2 and a second, also playing in the sub role, Deep Impact, going to be one of their core players, and Dylan FPS, playing as one of their core players even still, with the remainder of their roster since being refreshed for the Ignite preseason. The Vanguard duo of Crime and Somble is a formidable one for this Baxium team, with Crime's previous experience in Stage 2 Oceania playing under the Vicious, as well as first place with 6969X in Season 4 Marvel Rivals Championship. Crime plays a lot of dive-centric heroes like Venom, but can also run the Doctor Strange and standard Vanguards for Baxium. Somble, on the other hand, brings a wealth of America's knowledge with his previous stints in Ego Death and Shikigami North America there. Somble's hero pool is similar to Crime, with Venom and Magneto being staples, but they can also bring a little bit of Captain America into play when required. Duelist combination of mainstays is going to be Dylan, FPS, and Deep Impact there, bringing a unique spin with their specializations in their role. Dylan plays a more the hit scan orientated duelist picks there, with picks like Phoenix and Elsa, as well as Star-Lord, whereas Deep Impact is happy to be more of the flex player. That role allows them to be seen on pretty much anything you can think of. Strategists Smiley and Sushi round out this roster with strong backline support. Smiley, known most for his stint in 6969X, the winners of MRC Season 4 Pacific, has always lent on strategist picks like Jeff throughout his career, and continues that to this day. Sushi, the more technical of the two, with mastery of Loki for the necessary copying of the Gambits with Raging Royal Flush there, if they made it through the band draft that is, as well as the Invisible Woman being able to match that invisible boundary there, and it's always a treat to watch.
And that's the batch of new blood joining the seasoned veterans in the Preseason Ignite for Pacific Oceania. Excited to see how it all unfolds.